Good morning, you guys. So today is glute day and hamstrings. So yesterday was rest day. I feel great today. I've already kind of been working out, so y'all are gonna be so proud of me. I was on the elliptical for 20 minutes, and I came down here and started warming up. So we're gonna start with some Bulgarian split squats. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm pretty sweaty. I've already burned like 500 calories so far. So I warmed up, started with 30s, that felt fine. Grabbed 55s, that felt fine. So this is gonna be the first set with a 70-pound dumbbell. Then we're gonna superset that with some jump squats with a 55-pound dumbbell, and that'll be set one. So for the split squats, because it's relatively heavy, I feel like it will be, I'll try to get like 8 to 10 reps on each leg. And then for the jump squats, I'm gonna do as many as I can with the 55-pound dumbbell. Then I'll drop the weight if I need to just body weight. But I wanna get at least 15. So that's what we're going for, okay? So let me get some music in my ear, 'cause it's gonna be tough. Also, you guys, another day without my sweat rag. So pray for my face. These are clean, I guess, but you know, it's just kind of like, ugh. But I can't stand sweat in my eyes. It's like the worst feeling ever, so it is what it is. I gotta stop forgetting the sweat rag. I have to. All right, y'all, let's get into set one here. Let me find a good song, and we're gonna get started. And look, I already got sweat in my eye. All right. I'm gonna start with this leg. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, and 3. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I knew that was gonna be heavy as fuck. Okay. Next leg. All right, here we go. 2, 3, 4. Motherfucker. Are you on a break? Are you resting real quick? Can I get in here real quick with your break?
Go ahead.
Okay. It's like 45 seconds. All right, y'all. Set number 2. Okay, let's do this. You change the song. This is why I stopped listening to music in the first place. Because I don't know what to listen to. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just know I want something that's going to get me where I need to be mentally. All right. Guess listen to Travis Scott. All right, let's do this. One, two, and 3. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Motherfucker. I felt that. Okay. Y'all see why I like to do this first? All right. Okay, come on. Let's go. 1, 2, and 3. All right, come on. Ah. All right, y'all. Last set. Can y'all see me? Yeah. All right. Let's do it. One, two, and three. One, two. Lost my balance there. All right, come on. Last set, come on. I got two more. Damn. Come on, we got two more. One. Okay. Thank you.
I give it to you. I can't do that.
You said what?
I said I give it to you. I can't do that.
Thank you. Okay, let's do these jump squats. One, two, and three. One, two, three, four. Body weight. We got 5 more. Come on, come on. You're dragging this out. I'll be right back. freaked it. Freaked it. All right, y'all. So we're gonna do single leg hip thrusts. We're gonna do them over here because it's a little crowded by the dumbbells. So I already pulled out this bench here, so for the jump squat. So we'll just stay here. I'm gonna keep the 55, and I'm gonna keep the 70. So let me just bring everything over here, and we'll get into that. Thank you. All right. Let's do a few body weight ones. Okay. I've never been this up before. I'm paralyzed. That way I can see myself in the mirror. Make sure y'all can still see me. I like sit downs with the devil. Alright. Get this to my status and whatnot. Nothing special. Okay. Y'all, I am fucking tired. Alright, come on. It's all sweaty and shit. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think we're ready. So, what's my superset? I was thinking leg curls, but honestly, when I'm doing hip thrusts like these, especially single leg, sometimes I feel it way more in my hamstring than I do my glute. And there have been plenty of times where my hamstring is like cramped up, so I can't even do the single leg hip thrust. So that's not a good idea. We're gonna save leg curls for the end after we get through this. So what should the superset be? We could do, is the cables? We'll do hip thrust into, y'all want to do some sumos? These don't even have to be like super heavy because I have a 70-pound here, so we could do them with that and just do like 15 reps or so. Let's give that a go. Let's see. Bench all sweaty. Let me kind of like do some body weight ones real quick. I shoot myself. All right, let's. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can do that and do the 70. I think that'll be good. I think that'll be great. Okay. So for our hip thrust, let's do 55 for the first set and then decide if we're going up or not. Okay. All right, let me get some chapstick on my lips and then I'm ready. I promise I'm not stalling. I'm just trying to collect my thoughts. Because, honey, that first superset was crazy. All right. Let's do this. Hamstring already on fire. Okay. All right, let's do it. 1. We'll stay here. This is heavy enough. Okay. All right, sumos. Woo. All right. Here we go. Motherfucker. All right, that was that one. right, I'm back. Set number 2. Do a side view here, shall we? One thing I noticed when doing these hip thrusts, especially as I get more and more fatigued, a lot of times it won't even feel like I'm getting my hip all the way up, but that opposite leg that you just kind of have floating around, if you can just drive that up, you're getting your other hip up. So that really helps. Sometimes don't focus on the leg that you're trying to thrust up. Focus on the one that is in the air and just getting that up. That's going to automatically get your other hip up. Just a little something I noticed along the way. All right. Okay. Keeping the weight the same. All right. Okay. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fuck. That hamstring burn, man. God damn. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hamstring starting to cramp up. All right, sumos. All right, let's do it. All right, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. All right, y'all, last set. I don't know. I'm running out of creative juices. I'm just fucking tired. We'll just go this way. All right, last set. Okay. Last set. Come on. Come on, Jazz. Come on. All right, here we go. Fuck. Four. Hamstring. Come on, two more, two more. That's it. Okay. All right, here we go. Two, three, four, 9. We're done. We're done. We're done. Ain't no hamstring curls today. We're fucking done. All right. I'll see y'all in the car. Y'all. Ah! If that wasn't a glute day, I don't know what is. You guys, I'm like fucking dead. Okay, it's been like 15 minutes since I turned the camera off and came back in the car. Whew. I sat in the locker room for a few minutes to collect myself, went to the bathroom. All right, let's pull up the stats because, honey, Jasmine is tired. Jasmine is fucking tired. I gave that shit all I had. All right, so I was on the elliptical for 20 minutes like I told y'all, and the elliptical, I think it goes up to 23 for the resistance number, and I had it at 18. So that right there lets you know, like, it's pretty high in resistance. So 20 minutes, I burned 334 calories, and then the actual workout, now this included the warm-up, even though it's pretty much warm, but I climbed up in weight for the Bulgarians before we did our first heavy set, and I did some walking lunges, body weight. So overall, an hour with lifting warm up burned 764 calories. And then I did a morning, well, I always do that. Oh, it didn't track it. Never mind. I forgot to turn my watch on, but I did a mile walk with my dog this morning. So altogether, I've burned a total of 1,400 calories. And it's 10 o'clock in the morning. So, Okay, I'm so fucking sweaty. Like, my face is all dry and sticky. Y'all, that shit was crazy. That shit was fucking crazy. All right, good shit. Good shit. It's crazy because, this is the third week in a row I did a rest day on a Saturday. And I'm enjoying it because it gives me something to look forward to. Not saying, like, y'all know I love coming to the gym. Like, that's why, like, I be trying to choose my words carefully because it's like, I don't want y'all to think I'm, like, dreading lifting because I'm really not. Like, I would live here if I could. But what I'm saying is, like, for instance, like on Thursday, I be thinking in my head, like, okay, we just got 2 more days to just give it all we got and then we can rest on Saturday. So that's what I mean by it gives me something to look forward to. Like, it just gives me, like, that push to just get through Friday workout, Thursday workout, you know what I mean? Because I know on Saturday is rest day. And then glute day, since we've been doing the Saturday rest day, has fallen on the Sunday, the day that we come back after rest. And I feel like we just go so much harder. Glute day ain't no joke. I feel like these past few glute days that we've had, it has been no joke. Like, giving it all we have. Like, because last Sunday, which was glute day, we did reverse lunges, we did body weight jumping lunges, like, and the Sunday before that, we did Bulgarians. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just feels so intense. Like, and my knees is ready. Like, it ain't no, oh well, knees a little stiff, they aching a little bit, I don't know what we gonna do. It hasn't been that. So far, I think doing these Saturdays off have been really good. All right, so let's update, talk about some things. So I talked to my personal trainer. I talked to my personal trainer the other day. We had like a phone Zoom. He was asking me, like, what have I been up to? But we've still been keeping in touch and stuff. And, even though I wasn't like paying him, he was still like asking me like how things were going. He was always available if I had a question about anything. Like, he's just a very good guy. But anyway, so I was just telling him, like, trying to lose the stomach. I was like, I need you to help me get the six pack. Like, I really, really need you to help me get the six pack. Like, I'm tired of being in the fat loss stage. Like, I'm tired of being on a fat loss journey. Like, I'm ready for that journey to end. I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to be in a caloric deficit no more. Like, I'm tired of this shit. And so he started laughing. He's like, well, your stomach is the last to go. He was like, that's with anybody. That stomach, and he was like, that lower stomach is always the last to go. And he told me this even when I first started my journey. You're going to lose it in your shoulders. You're going to lose it on your back. You're going to lose it in your arms. He said women tend to hold it in their thighs a little bit longer than men. But that belly, that belly is the last to go. And he was like, that's why when you bulk, that's why a lot of people don't like to bulk. Because if they already have that 6-pack, 8-pack, whatever, that's going to be the first to go. when you in a caloric surplus, when you're trying to build muscle. That's why a lot of people don't want to bulk, because they don't want to lose that 6-pack, because that's what's going to happen if you're not on steroids. And so he was like, but I'll get you there. And we were talking about, what do I eat? And I told him, I don't really, and I tell you guys, I do eat some processed foods. Like, I'm not telling you I'm 100% unprocessed. I eat my dairy-free yogurt. If I want a bagel with cream cheese, I'll do my Violife cream cheese, non-dairy yogurt. Non-dairy yogurt, and I'll do the non-dairy cream cheese. But that's, you guys, that's really it. And because I'm trying to think, I don't really eat. I don't eat the Beyond Meat, the Impossible Meat. I was telling him, like, I'm a very clean eater, but I do find myself eating a lot of it. And he started laughing. He's like, yeah, I get it. But he's like, but at least you're not, like, overindulging in junk. I was like, well, I do have my days, but it's nowhere, like, that's far and from in between. So, we just talked, and he was asking me, like, what is my split? I was telling him a push, pull, leg. And, when I was training with him and purchasing the workouts, every day it was, like, full body. It was no bro split. And so, he reiterated the pros and cons, and he was like, a bro split was really for bodybuilding, and it is going to build your body. Like, that's that's why. But he was saying, if you do a bro split like that, your muscles start tearing down after 24 hours of not working them. So he was saying, and he told me this before, but I'm just gonna tell you guys. So he was saying like for instance, today we did glutes, legs. We hit quads when we did the jumping body weight. When we did the jumping squats, we hit quads there. But for the most part, we hit glutes. So 24 hours from now, my glute muscles are gonna start to slowly break down. And he was saying that by doing a bro split, you're not going to be hitting glutes. This is assuming you don't take a rest day, because most people take a rest day, right? So then you're not hitting glutes again, in our case, till Sunday. So for those 6 days, you're not hitting glutes at all. And so therefore, you're actually not getting stronger. That's what he was saying. But by doing a full body every day, you don't necessarily have to tear the muscle in order to build strength. So the way we were doing it before was, and so before I get into that, let's say we'll hit legs every day, but it's not to the point that you are completely destroying the muscle to where you have to take a break, right? The next day to let it, rebuild. You are doing just enough to build some strength, but not so much that you can't hit legs again the next day. So we might do walking lunges one day, and then the next day it could be some form of a squat, and then the next day it could be like leg extensions. You know what I'm saying? But every day you're hitting your quads, just not 4 exercises that's just completely destroying them. You get what I'm saying? So he had me doing that when I first started, and he was telling me he has all his clients doing that. He doesn't have any of his clients doing bro splits. He said he used to do bro splits when he was younger and stuff, and getting into the gym, and a lot of people do that because that's like what is seen on the gram, right? Seen on YouTube. Like most of the time it's like bodybuilders who are doing the fitness content and stuff like that, and in those situations, like, a bro split does make sense because they are trying to build certain muscle groups. You get what I'm saying? So like, let's say someone is really happy with their physique, they might not want to touch shoulders. Like they might be happy with where their shoulders are. So their split might be a 4-day split because they really want to work on their triceps. They really want to work on their hamstrings. Or you get what I'm saying? So in those situations, that's good. But he was saying like a bro split just doesn't make sense for your average person. That's not bodybuilding. Like you should do full body. And he knows what he's talking about. Like I trust him. He got me to lose 100 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he's not telling me anything that I disagree with. But he was just saying like, if you want to continue like with a bro split, like we can do that. And I was like, no, I want to do what's gonna get me to the 6-pack. I was like, no, I'm ready for a 6-pack, Josh. Like just get me to the 6-pack, please. So he was like, all right, so we're gonna do full body. We're gonna go back to that. What else were we talking about? We were talking about food. And I'm going to start logging in my food on MyFitnessPal. And every week he's going to look and see what needs to be tweaked, altered. I told him I don't really eat 100 grams of protein like that. I was telling him like some days I might only eat 60. And he was like, there's nothing wrong with that. He said protein is so overrated in the fitness world. And again, that's for bodybuilders, because he was saying like, a lot of these influencers will tell you like 1 gram of protein per pound of fat or per pound of weight that you are. No. Like he was like, that is not true. And it's not true, you guys. I told you guys this before. Like when I was 340 pounds, so when I first started this journey 2.5 years ago, my trainer never had me eating no 340 grams of protein. It doesn't even make any fucking sense. When I first started, I was eating like 40 to 50 grams of protein, literally. And that was when I was still a meat eater. Because you got to think, okay, first of all, you shouldn't be eating a whole bunch of eggs anyways, because it's high in cholesterol. So that's number one. So, okay, let's say I did like a egg white omelet. Okay, that's about 20 grams of protein. Then for lunch, You might have a piece of chicken breast. All right, another 20 grams of protein. So now you're at 40. And then your dinner, you might have another 20 grams of protein. That's 60 grams of protein. And then like snacks, it wasn't, only snacks I was really eating was like some fruit, or I might do like some yogurt. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it like that, that is about 60 to 70 grams of protein. And you guys, y'all see, I am strong as fuck. Like, for your average typical woman, like, I am pretty fucking strong. So, you know, I don't disagree. Like, you don't need all of that protein. Like, that is what's keeping a lot of people very overweight. When you eat a lot of protein like that, you're actually gaining weight. And he taught me all this. That's why, like, I was so ready to start working with him again, because he's just so smart. Like, he really knows this stuff. And so he was saying, like, that's just so overrated. Like, and he was like, between 0.46 grams to 0.67 grams of protein per pound of fat that you, or per pound that you are, is enough. And he was saying, like, even that, between 0.46 and 0.67, it's a very small difference of how much more muscle growth you're going to get. Like, you don't need all of that. So, because I told him I don't even drink my protein powder every day. And I tell y'all this too, like, I have it, you know, sometimes if I want to. I got the protein powder from the brand that I'm still negotiating with for the sponsorship or whatever. That is really good. So I've been drinking a little bit more recently, but I don't really do all that protein powder. So, you know, he didn't see anything wrong there. If it's anything, it's probably the calories and the fat that we need to fine tune. But yeah, so we talked about that. So we start logging that in. So I think what we're going to do is 2 days with virtual sessions, and then he's going to also give me the workouts to do on my own. So, you know, just had a good conversation, you know, just talk. And I told him, like, you know, I want to just keep my knowledge up to date. You know, I told him, like, you know, I'm on social and I'm building like a weight loss fitness brand. And so I need to continue to take in knowledge and information so I can share that with you guys and it be right. Like, I don't ever want to give y'all information that's not right. So that's another reason why I want to, you know, start working with him again, because I need to make sure for myself, and when I'm telling you guys what I'm doing and why it's working, like, I want to be able to explain to you why. I don't want to just tell y'all something and I don't even understand. Like, I want to be able to explain why this is, and he's just so smart. So, you know, we talked about all of that. He asked me what times do I work out. I told him, look, I'm still a morning person. He was like, what are you still doing, like 6 o'clock in the morning? I was like, no, it ain't no 6, but it ain't no 10 either. I was like, can we do 8? He's like, well, it's pushing it. He was like, I will try my best to get up by 8. He was like, I think 9 o'clock is safe. I was like, not 9. Oh my gosh. 9 in the morning? That's the best you can do? He started laughing. He is not a morning person. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, so that's what's going on. He's going to text me later today to see what days I want to do the virtual. So for the virtual sessions, he also, I could come to his house. He has like a whole gym in his garage or whatever, like full of different equipment and stuff. So I might do that on, like, if we're doing like heavy pressing. But what I'll probably do, because I'm still gonna record, we still gonna vlog it or whatever. I'm gonna bring my other tripod for my phone, because we're gonna be on Zoom. And instead of listening to music in my ears, I'll have my AirPods hooked up to the phone for the Zoom so I can hear what he's saying. And then I'll still have the camera recording the session. So that's how it's gonna go. Hopefully, but see, that's the thing. I know, like, when I've taken calls when in the gym, the AirPods pick up all the noise, like people slamming weights. But this gym is a lot quieter, so hopefully it's not going to be too, like, obnoxious for him to hear. But we'll see. We'll just play it by ear. But that's what's going on there. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I've already been working on, like, my food, so I feel bad and I want to improve, because I did make the new vegan cheese sauce, and air quotes on cheese sauce. Like, let's do 100 air quotes here, because, so y'all know when I make my cheese, I love the cheese sauce with the cashews. I soak the cashews. I do a half cup of raw cashews. You can soak them for about 4 hours, or you can boil them just to get them soft. Then you put them in the blender, and I'll do 1 cup of soy milk, 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, 1/4 cup of vegetable broth, and I'll put some seasonings in that blender and let it blend until it gets nice and smooth. That's so good. However, cashews, any type of nut, is full of calories and it's full of fat. Healthy fat, but it's still a fat. So you have to be very careful with how much of that cheese sauce you consume. And I'm someone, I love a lot of sauce. Like if I'm eating French fries, I've always been that person. I need a lot of ketchup. When I used to eat burgers, like I always used to have extra mayonnaise. Like I'm just a very saucy person if I have a sauce. So I know that I can overindulge in that cheese sauce. So I was like, okay, probably shouldn't be eating that. Like, especially because I was telling him too, I'm getting more motivated again because I am starting to see the upper six pack coming in. So it's like I want to finish this belly off. So so because I'm trying to get locked back in, I don't want to have to be. I don't like feeling confined. I like to be able to eat as much as I want of something and not feel guilty about it. So what I did was I found a new way to make vegan cheese sauce, no nuts. And that was 2 russet potatoes skinned, and I put 4 carrots. I boiled them so they could get nice and soft. Then I put all of that in the blender with, I did a cup of nutritional yeast, 1.5 cups of soy milk. I put a little bit of vegetable broth in there, a little bit of seasonings, and let that blend up. It was more of an orange color, but that's because the carrots are orange. It, to me, does not taste like cheese sauce, but it's a very good sauce. That's why I put like 100 air quotes over that, because it doesn't taste like cheese sauce. But it's a very tasty sauce. It is very good. It is a very good sauce. And what I did was I made some brown rice, but the next time I think I'll do quinoa. But anyways, I did a cup of brown rice, and I sauteed veggies. I did mushrooms, bell pepper, chickpeas. What else I put in there? Onions. Is that it? Peas, frozen peas. I sauteed all that, and I put that over the rice, and then I put some cheese sauce on top of that. It was very, very good. Very, very, very delicious. Like I said, it's not really a cheesy sauce like the cashew version was, but I prefer that so much more because I can have as much of that as I want. And the next time it made so much. It made so much. And the next time I make it, instead of doing a white potato or russet potato, I'm going to try it with a sweet potato, because that's just going to make it even healthier. Because the russet potato, my trainer was telling me, has no nutritional value in it. Like, there's nothing beneficial that you're getting out of a baking potato. Like, it's literally just empty calories. You're not getting any fiber in that. You're not getting any nutrients. It is literally just, it's just not a potato that's giving you something. He was like, if you're gonna do a potato, sweet potato is your best bet, or you can do golden potatoes. So, but he said like a baked potato is literally just empty calories. So the next batch I make, we'll try with a sweet potato and see how that turns out. Sweet potatoes to me, I feel like a little harder to skin, but we'll get it done. But yeah, so I feel bad because I was supposed to record that, but yesterday I didn't make any content again. So the next time, I think I'll be done with it by like Wednesday. So Wednesday or Thursday, I'll make it with y'all. I feel bad. I'll make it with y'all, and we'll try it with sweet potatoes, see how that feels, or see how that tastes. Excuse me. But it tasted really good. It's not cheese sauce. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like in the vegan world we be hyping up stuff. It's like it tastes good, but let's not call it that, because that's not what it is. Like, let's stop lying to the people. You get what I'm saying? So, but it was very tasty, and when I put that in my Fitness Pal, it was like 50 calories, because there's no real, it made so much sauce, you guys, and one potato is like 100 calories, so I had 2 in there, so that's 200 calories. I don't even count the calories of a fucking carrot. Like, I had 4 carrots and there was like 20 calories, you know what I mean? And then when she divvy out like the soy milk, there's nothing really in it. So nutritional yeast doesn't really have any calories for real. I think it's like 5 calories per 4th cup. Like, it's there's nothing. Now there's protein in there, so that's a plus, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I can eat as much of that as I want. And then even like with the vegetables that I put on top of the rice, it's fucking vegetables. Like I don't count all of that. So that's, I like meals like that where I can literally just eat as much as I want and not feel guilty. So the next time I also make quinoa just to throw in some protein because rice, you know, it's just nothing in it for you. So quinoa would just be your healthier choice because I can get some more fiber and get some more protein. But it was a very good meal, very very good. And yeah, so just gonna really try to I'm just gonna try my best to just lock in with this nutrition because at the end of the day, a six pack is just strictly about nutrition. That's all it is. Like you can't work out your way to a six pack. Like you cannot do it. Like you have to lock in with your eating. And some people like they just burn so many calories so they can eat what they want and still have a six pack. But for some people like you just have to be really disciplined with your nutrition in order to get that six pack. And the other thing I was talking to him about too was just not really knowing. I don't have a baseline of what's considered good progress versus what's not. And I was telling him like what I would hate is to keep on doing what I'm doing and not see the progress that should be made if I was working alongside someone who's expert at this. You know, because I'm not an expert, nor do I ever claim to be. I just know what has worked for me. But he has trained so many people that he knows, okay, you're making good progress. Okay, you're stagnant. Okay, you're being too hard on yourself. Okay, you've come a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what that is. I know, like, where I started. Like, I know there was a point where I couldn't do a Bulgarian split squat to save my life. Like, I had to hold on. I know I couldn't do a walking lunge before, right? I know those things. But now that I'm further advanced, not advanced, but I'm just further along, you know, I don't know, like, okay, should we be doing more weight? The fact that this is still too heavy, like, what does that mean? But he was also explaining to me, too, like, it gets to a point you can't get any stronger. He's like, that's why, like, you're never going to be able to bench 1,000 pounds. Like, that, at some point, your strength plateaus. Like the first 2 years of lifting is where you're going to get the strongest because your body is really good at adapting and you can get really strong while still being in a caloric surplus or while still being in a caloric deficit. That's why I got as strong as I did even before we bulked. So that makes sense. But at the same time, at some point your body, hold on y'all, sorry. At some point your body kind of just plateaus and the only way you're going to get stronger is okay, I was like, what? The only way you're going to get stronger is by being in a caloric surplus. So now that I'm in a deficit or a maintenance, because some days I won't in no deficit, I'm not going to get stronger. So he was just explaining that to me and you know, but you know, he was asking me like what weights do I lift, and you know, he was telling me like, I mean, you're pretty fucking strong. Like, don't. He was telling me like, don't feel like, you know what I mean? Like, don't feel like you're not making progress. Like, you are making progress. And so, yeah, we had a good conversation, good chat. He was telling me he's not going to go easy on me because, you know, I've been working out for some years now. So it's not like we're starting day one, just trying to figure it out. Oh, he also is going to start adding mobility training into my workouts. So like, yeah, I don't really do any of that. He was like, exactly. And he's like, that's the other thing with the bro splits is because people are like, oh, you shouldn't hit legs every day. But the reason why people feel like you shouldn't hit legs every day is because you're pounding so much weight on your joints and you're not doing anything that's improving your joint strength to where you don't feel pain. Like he was saying, like mobility training is really important when you're lifting because that's what's going to protect your knees. That's what's going to protect your hips and, you know, just all of your joints and keep them healthy so that you can lift and not be in pain the next day. Like So we're gonna start doing that. I told him I don't do any of that. So he was like, that's gonna actually improve my flexibility and will help me get deeper into the squat. Because I was telling him I want to be able to get my heels to touch my butt, and I ain't even close. So he was like, as we keep doing that, the depth will get better, the knees will get better. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get back into it. I'm excited to be working alongside someone who has way more knowledge than me, so I can learn more, learn again, and improve and get to this physique. He said that I should be losing about a pound a week. And he was, because I was like, do I need to measure myself? He was like, no, you're not. You're past that at this point. At this point, it's really just fat loss. You're not building any more muscle. It's just fat loss. So I should be focused on the scale going down. Now, he was saying, like, when I first started 2 years ago, yeah, you might not see differences in the scale because you are building muscle. Even though you're in a caloric deficit, you are building muscle because you're in your newbie gain stage. But we're past that. It's like, we're past that. At this point, Jazz, that number on the scale need to go down. There's no way around it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That number need to go down. And he was saying, even if I can just lock in and eat really good for 4 days, and not, he didn't say like bullshit 3 days, but he was like, just be strict for 4 days out of 7 days, that number on that scale should still go down. I was like, okay. So we gonna get it right, y'all. We gonna get it right. The 6-pack is loading. It is loading. He said I don't have to weigh myself every week, even if I just do like, once a month, but that number need to go down. I was like, all right. So he gonna get me right, y'all. I'm excited. He gonna get me right. He gonna get me right because I'm ready. And I was looking at other videos like when I first started, before I started bulking, y'all, I was really fucking skinny. Like, and it's so crazy because I didn't realize how skinny I was this time last year. And let me not say skinny. I was very lean. Okay. Uh I wasn't as defined as I am now. Like, the shoulders, I didn't have like this. I didn't have this. Like, this was not going on. The back, I had a little bit coming through, but it wasn't anything like it is now. My stomach was a little smaller, but I didn't have any abs poking through. Like, it was just small. I still had the lower belly. That was still there. But yeah, that side definition that y'all are starting to see on the upper belly, I didn't have any of that. My legs, the quads, I didn't have any of that. I was very just lean. I was just very, very lean. And I was still doing the full body stuff. I really only started the bro split because I started going to the gym and seeing all this fancy gym equipment and stuff. And I was like, oh, what is that? What is that? But when I was training with him, I didn't use any of that. He's very big on free weights and barbell, mostly free weights. He said, because the thing is, the machines are good, they're cool. Like, you're going to hit the muscle group that you're supposed to hit. Like, a leg extension is going to get you to hit your quads, but he was just saying that has nothing on a walking lunge. Doing the pendulum squat machine that we've been doing has nothing on a walking lunge with some free weights, because you're getting way more full body exercise in those walking lunges. You're engaging your core. Your upper body has to stay tight. It's just so much more involved. It's way more full body than a pendulum squat. So, and then on top of that, like, we didn't even have that stuff when he was coming to my apartment complex to work out with me. So, he was just saying, like, nothing is better than free weights. Like, it's no machine in there that's better than free weights. So, we still do free weights a lot. There was a point when I was bulking where I was barely doing any free weights. Like, I was literally doing all machines. But I feel like we've been doing a lot of free weights. Leg day, I feel like we do a lot of free weights. I'm trying to think. We do walking lunges. We do Bulgarians with the free weights. We do back stuff with free weights. Cables are good too. He said cables are really good. But like all that other fancy equipment, he's like, I mean, it's cool, but it don't have shit on the freeway. Like, so, you know, just some information, just some things. So I'm excited, you know, we'll see how it goes. I'm ready. I'm ready to finish this fat loss process, y'all. I'm ready to be done with it. I don't want to be on fat loss journey no more. I'm tired of this shit. I don't want to be on a fat loss journey no more. This is getting annoying. I'm ready to close this chapter of the journey. Like, I don't want to do this no more. So let's just wrap it up. Let's just hurry the fuck up, because it's really, the thing is, it's really not that much left. Like, it's a lot, but it's not a lot. It's a lot in the sense it's going to take time, because I'm not going to lose the fat as quickly as I was. But, like, if I can just lock in for, like, 5 months, like, what is it? So we about to be in October, so no, October, November, December, January. If we can just lock in through the holidays, like, if we can just lock the fuck in, if we can just stay focused for like 5 months, just really just lock in, bruh. Just lock in. Just focus. We can do this. Like, we can get this done. A pound a week. 5 months is 20 weeks. We'll be there. We'll be there. I am holding up my process. It's me. It's nothing else. It's me. I am holding up the process. Like, I just have to focus. It's sometimes, like, some days, like, the inner fat girl just comes back, and it's like, girl, you know you want seconds. Girl, you know you want thirds. That's why I like meals, like I was telling y'all, where I can eat seconds and thirds. I can still be in my fat girl era without eating too much caloric wise. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, let's change up the cheese sauce, because I love macaroni and cheese. Like, that is one of my go-tos. But those cashews, right? We can't keep doing that. So I'm just gonna alter my meals and my recipes so that I can overindulge without overindulging. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I got. We are gonna cook this week, you guys. I'm sorry. We're gonna cook this week. We're gonna be in the kitchen. If you guys want to see what I did the other day, if you guys want to see what I did the other day for back, biceps, and abs, make sure y'all click right here. And I will see you guys tomorrow bright and early for... Are we working out tomorrow? I guess he's going to text me. I don't know what day we're doing. But I don't know if it's going to be chest, shoulders, and triceps, or if we start in... I don't know, y'all. But I'll see y'all tomorrow either way. Because we're about to be doing full body, so... Alright, y'all. Bye.